All right, guys. So my name is Cormac. I'm the client manager here at Camosi. I want to extend a very warm welcome to everyone who's new to the group. We're very excited here to share with you everything we've learned over the last 2 to 3 years in the e-commerce space, and we're really looking forward to seeing you guys progress along your journey. So in this quick little video, I'm going to give you the rundown on audience segmentation. So audience segmentation is essentially the process of dividing your audience into similar subgroups of demographics and behaviors. So the reason why we do this and the reason it's so important is because it allows you to hone in on a perfect target audience for your niche. Like instead of just marketing towards one whole country, you can we target these detailed audiences that allow us to increase our conversion rates from, I don't know, let's say 4% to 10% or something. So it's very powerful and it's very important. Once you find that perfect audience, you'll start to see the sales just roll in, which is very cool. So the way we do it is we create custom audiences. Excuse my horrible writing here. Let's zoom out there. Yeah, custom audiences of view content, so people who viewed the page of the product, add to carts, initiate checkouts, and people who engaged with any post, or ad on your Facebook page, your business page. And then the last custom audience we want to create is video views of 50%, 75%, and 95%. And for these guys, for these four, view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, and people engage with any post or ad, you want to exclude purchases. Excuse my horrible writing. You want to exclude purchases, and then for the video views, you want to exclude view content. And the reason we exclude purchases is obviously we don't want to target people who've already bought the product, and then the reason we exclude view content here is because we already have that audience here, and so you don't really want them overlapping. And so once you have these audiences set up, guys, you can start running ads to them. So you start running ads to them. You start running the ads to them, and then from the data that you get from that, you can create lookalike audiences. And this is where it gets really cool. And when you're creating lookalike audiences, you don't want to rule out any of the data that you have. Use everything you have at your everything that you can use. Like you don't want to rule out anything just because marketing is all about trying and testing new things. So you don't really know what the market will like until you actually try it. And so a lot of people make the mistake of just making a lookalike audiences from purchasing data. But here at Camosi, we found it to be extremely effective when you create lookalikes for purchases, add to carts, initiate checkouts, video views. Everything that we have at our disposal, we use. We're not going to rule anything out because, again, you don't know what the market will like, and so you just have to try it. And that's one of the biggest mistakes we see, people just making lookalikes from purchasing data. So the lookalike audiences, you want to create them of 1%, 1 to 3%, 3 to 5%, and 5 to 10%. God. And that's supposed to be 3. Yeah, 3 to 5%. And when you're starting out, you don't want to make the audiences too big when you're still kind of trying new methods and testing new things. So I suppose it would depend on where you're targeting. Like, for example, if you're targeting the US, then 1% in the US is something like 2.8 million or over 2 million anyway. It's huge. Whereas if you're targeting like the UK, then it's about 800,000, I believe. So it really depends on where you're targeting, but starting off, I'd recommend sticking to 1% and 1 to 3%. And then once you scale and start to get really successful ad campaigns, then you can start to go to 3 to 5% and 5 to 10%. And the audiences that you want to create are add to cart. So a lookalike audience based on the people that have already added to cart, initiate checkout, purchases, and video views of 50 to 95%. Yeah, percent. And so, yeah. And then for all of these, add to cart, initiate checkout, purchases, and video views, they all want to be within 180 days. It's fairly standard. 180 days. Hopefully you can read my writing. 180 days. Okay. So what this does, guys, is it gives you a very broad choice of very targeted audiences for your niche so that you can actually hone in on that perfect audience for your product. And, once you do that, like from our experience, when we've done that, we've just seen the sales just roll in. But, again, it does depend on other factors, but this is a big stepping stone that a lot of people miss. Again, they just use some of the data that they have to make lookalikes, but you really need to use everything you have at your disposal. And once you start doing that and start testing, you got to spend money to make a bit of money. But then once you do find that perfect audience, you make all that money back in a second. So that's it for this video, guys. Just keeping it quick. I'll see you in the next one.